Well, hello. Hello, James.
Hello, Matt.
We're back.
We are.
Unexpectedly, expectedly, we don't know. But we're back.
We're back a little bit later. It was a little bit more of a break than we expected. We didn't really expect this outcome from it.
We never expected there to be the finals today, and then we thought there wouldn't be the finals today because it hasn't rained. Now there is finals today, but it looks like it's going to rain.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't only that. I mean, we kind of expected that there would be finals. What we didn't expect was that there would be a practice finals before finals. So that's why the extended delay. So practice finals, one round of finals today, practice tomorrow morning, then the remaining 2 rounds of finals. So lots going on out there.
It is looking grey. Temperatures dropped quite nicely.
It has. I mean, it's quite pleasant at the minute, but it's if it does start raining, then that's anybody's guess what is going to happen out there.
A few questions coming in about why the finals are being run today and not tomorrow.
Okay.
The leg 1 of the finals are being run today, not tomorrow.
Okay, so we have seen over the course of the weekend really, a few tyre failures in the modified class. They tried to mitigate that by allowing a set of tyres for every run, for every driver. Still experienced some failures towards the end of the runs. They are particularly concerned about the forecast temperatures for tomorrow. Being incredibly hot. It is supposed to be hotter than it was yesterday, so we're going to be seeing extremely high track temperatures. What they're trying to avoid is running the modified cars out on the track at the times when tyre temperatures are at their hottest.
So this issue only affects the modified class, but
realistically,
traditionally that the third of those finals would be running probably when it's at the peak of the temperature of the day, because it'd probably be like mid-afternoon.
Yeah, so they're trying to sort of get us done by late morning, very early afternoon tomorrow. I think is the aim of this one. So the curveball was running the practice round of practice finals today. Obviously, it kind of makes sense that if you're going to have a practice final after the first one, but there will be a round of practice as well tomorrow. That is going to be running sort of first thing tomorrow morning. So we just took a little bit of a break off air whilst the practice finals were running, getting set for the only final today for the fronty class. Down to 9 finals as well. So rather than the 10 that we thought there were going to be. So they've managed to condense stock into 4 heats rather than 5. So we have got 1 fronty, we have got 4 heats of stock, we've got 2 of Formula 1, and we've got 2 modified. Some pretty awesome qualifying action we saw earlier, building to a nice, nice ending, really. The way that
crescendo,
that was the word I was looking for.
It did get more exciting as the day went on, the X-ray guys did get better as the day went on. Hagberg was delighted when things started to come together, and then obviously Bruno TQ'd, so they were right up there.
Well, Bruno was always going to be up there with a couple of round wins anyway, so he was kind of locked in pretty much on the front row, but Alex could have nicked the TQ off of him. It was a little bit unlikely because as we got to the to that point in qualifying, the track was warmer than it had been earlier on in the day, so track tends to cool down. On that subject, actually, provided it doesn't rain, this could be quite important in terms of fast times for finals, because we're likely if it's as hot as they say it's going to be tomorrow, potentially these could be the fastest times of finals that we see this evening.
Wow.
In the slightly cooler temperatures. And depending on the track conditions, if we get some overnight rain, something like that, they'll have a green track to deal with tomorrow. They've got high traction now, cooling track temperatures. So it could be quite important to put in a fast time in the event that they need it for a tie break. Just waiting for these fronties to line up on the grid. it's always quite funny sort of watching these guys pull away, because they're a little bit, well, not traction limited as such, but they do tend to spin up the front tyres quite hard. Unbelted tyres on these front-wheel drive cars, so they don't move off the line quite as quickly as you might expect. Stefan Schultz lining up on pole position from Max Mackler, and Pavel Stasowski in third position. So going to watch these guys take off. Front two have looked kind of the class of the field in terms of pace over 5 minutes.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
So Schultz gets away from Mackler. Front two leading away, a little bit loose from Max there. Max looking like, certainly in the practice final, looking like he was quite fast. Caught Stefan Schultz relatively easily in the practice final. .30 seconds down already. Stefan Schultz leading this one from Max Mackler. Pavel Stasowski running in third position. They're flying through out onto the main straight once more. So Max trying to close in on the back of Stefan Schultz. A little bit of understeer there from Max, but manages to tighten the line. Get the car to hold in. Sort of pretty much lapping in, what are they, both 21.5s last time round, Stefan Schultz and Max Mackler. Let's just see what they are as they cross the line this time. 21.6 for Schultz, 21.6 for Mackler. There's nothing between them. The pair of them have pulled away. Max looks a little bit closer there. He had a slightly better line. Oh, I think this might be a slightly quicker lap from Max, or equally it could be a slightly slower lap from Stefan. End result, not an awful lot different. Max running a little bit closer. Max definitely picking up the pace. What was it? A 21.5 plays a 21.7. So quicker lap from Max, slower lap from Stefan. Max would dearly love to go into tonight with a final win in his pocket, if he can get it. Tracking Stefan Schultz all the way around. Pavel Stasowski still running in third position. But this battle up front, can't really say it's raging, but it's a bit like a chess match. That they're heading round into the infield. It's Max trying everything. He's getting very, very close. He looks a little bit more comfortable over the curbs, maybe taking a few more risks. Definitely closing. He's looking quite racy out there with, what have we got? We have got 2.5 minutes to go, so we are at half distance in this race. Stefan Schultz still leading from Max Mackler. Pavel Stasowski still running in third position. Only change of position that we've had. Oh, we've had a couple down towards the tail end of the field. So Kevin Sparbeer has got past Jan Gehrig, and Casper Morgan has passed Boris Siladi. Meanwhile, back at the front, we're still watching this battle between Stefan Schultz and Max Mackler. It's the closest battle going on the circuit at the moment, so we'll continue to focus on it. Max keeps on edging up towards the back, but doesn't look like he can quite get that little bit of extra speed. He's taking some risks out there, is Max, to try and catch up. He's taking an awful lot of curb out there. They're catching some traffic of, it's going to be car number 9, which is Boris Siladi. Boris gets out of the way of the pair of them, so very courteous driving there. Still battling these lead two as they go into the last minute, or heading towards the last minute. Stefan Schultz just hanging on from Max as they flow through the kink. Couple more laps are going to be left on this one. I think the front two are going to probably make an extra lap. There's a car there, that's the 10 car of Casper Morgan, gets out of the way of the pair of them. Kind of looks like Stefan Schultz has got enough in his pocket, barring a mistake. Stefan Schultz should have enough to take the victory. Just having a look at the overall time, so these two are definitely going to make it through for an extra lap. These front two having had a race-long battle. Stefan Schultz, they're coming up for their finishing times. Stazowski and Sparbeer made it through as well. Oh, sorry, Stazowski made it through. But we're going to see Stefan Schultz cross the line and take the leg one win. Max Mackler in second position. Ultra close that one in the end. That was like 0.3 of a second between them. So absolutely nothing in it. Stefan Schultz taking the win there. So welcome to you if you are just joining us on the stream for the first leg of these finals. This is the EFRA Tony Sport 1/10 Electric Touring Car Championships. So getting set for the first leg of the D final. 11 cars in this final. So coverage also brought to you in conjunction with Hobbywing and Monaco RC, as well as Tony Sport. D final getting set. So Julian Yost will start from pole position. Jaume Pertegaz, Fran Ivan Skoric, Zioko Selman, Ivan Magia, William Bulow, Greg Allen, Katarina Vazikova, Laszlo Kiss-Orban, Vilma Gustafsson and Panos Koutsaroukis. Cars making their way out to the line for the final. 1 minute until the start of this final.
Thanks to everyone who's watching. Tuned in for the late session to get that first leg in today. Magnus Berglund saying go Hagberg. Lots of Hagberg fans tuning in. Keep your questions coming in your comments. Are you enjoying this racing? Let's see how the D final goes.
Julian Yost leads away at the front of that, and looks like Skoric also nearly got a jump on Pertegaz. So front three have made a bit of a clean break for it as they head out onto the main straight for the first time. So closest battle between second and third at the moment. Julian Yost has not quite made a break for it, although Pertegaz has all of a sudden found a little bit of pace. Looking like he wants past Julian Yost. So front three have made a break for it and have separated from the rest of the pack. Pulling away, it's still 1 from 2 from 3. Julian Yost leading from Jaume Pertegaz, from Fran Ivan Skoric. Little bit of a mistake from Skoric there, going out onto the main straight, although it carried allowed him to carry some epic speed off down the main straight. Oh, and a mistake from Pertgaz in second. So that has dropped him out of second position. That has, there we go, let's just have a look. Too much curb and launched straight over, rolled onto the grass, onto the wrong side of the track. He was quite lucky he didn't get collected by anybody else there. So that has put Fran Ivan Skoric up into second position. Zelko Selman up into third. We're watching the battle for third position at the moment. So Zelko Selman versus Willem Bulo. That's the battle that we're watching on screen. The 4 car, which is the white and orange car with some sort of blue detailing on the roof, being chased by the white number 6 car. Zelko Selman, the multicoloured car, with Willem Bulo, the single colour white car. The pair of them trying to close in. Oh, and there's a mistake there as well from Bulo. So let's just have a look there as he goes in. And what did he do? Oh, I mean, he ran quite wide on the way in and then sort of cut back and caught the inside of the curb. Just slid onto his roof. But we've now picked up the leader again, Julian Yost, as he sweeps around onto the main straight. Down the main straight through the kink. Past the Hobby Wing banners. Flying back through up towards the driver's rostrum, coming round and crossing the timing loop. There we go. That's the finish line, or will be the finish line for him later. He's starting to close in on some traffic. You can see that yellow car just behind him in shot is the car of Fran Ivan Skoric. So that was a fairly brave move. You wouldn't want to be passing people, okay, it's traffic, but passing people on the outside through there, not necessarily ideal. And we can see Skoric has a bit of a better run past the traffic than Julian Yost did. Can we just move back 1 car to focus on the yellow car of Skoric? Here we go. So this is our second place man, Fran Ivan Skoric. He is lapping about 0.02 of a second faster than Julian Yost at the moment. Trying to close that gap down. So let's watch as the pair of them close in on Greg Allen. How long have we got left? We have got just over 1 minute of this final remaining. Greg very nicely pulls out of the way. Probably a little bit too nicely. He certainly didn't get in their way at all, but that's not going to help Greg's run getting all that dirt on his tyres. Seeing Skoric, though, really pressuring Julian. He's right with him now, so Julian Yost really, really struggling. Skoric smelling blood as they head off down the back straight. Skoric trying to find his way around and past. What have they got? They're catching traffic as well. How long have they got? They've got 30 seconds left. Oh, this is going to be... Julian Yost is not going to be comfortable at all with this. Julian Yost, he probably doesn't want to catch that traffic, but he definitely... Well, he does, but he doesn't. He wants to get in and amongst it, but Skoric trying to find his way through. Skoric takes a dive through on the inside. Oh, and touches Yost. So car number 3, so Skoric is getting called by the referee. Skoric is getting called to let Yost through. So after that little bit of contact, is that the final lap as well? It is the final lap as they cross the line. So they dive for the line. And Julian Yost just gets that on the line from Skoric. So really, really close there. Let's just have a look at that. So bit of a mistake. Oh, it's going to get caught behind the... unfortunately, that was that's not worked ideally. So we had
we'll get it back.
we had the replay teed up. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can get this and see exactly what happened. So I think from what I saw of it, Julian sort of ran in a little bit too deep and tried to cut back. So he took a lot of curb there, and Skoric saw the opportunity and that kind of go, I don't know. Potentially a bit of a racing incident. Skoric kind of had the line there, arguably, but yeah, they made that through, and that is well, the D final, first leg, done. And out the way.
Thank you for watching the EFRA Tony Sport 1/10 Electric Track Euros 2022. We're back here at the Hoodie Arena and we're absolutely ecstatic that you're all watching along at home. In more places than ever before, you might be watching on RC Racing TV, you might be watching on EFRA, or you might be watching on Red RC, and I can see that you're watching in all those places, which is fantastic. Wayne Landers saying that the fronty runs quite nicely, eh? So we've got a fronty fan.
Yeah, the fronties they do look quite good out there. Would be maybe nice to see a few more of them, so you have with only one heat of them, you get quite a field spread. If you had a larger field of them, then you would get some very, very close racing. Interesting
comment I heard in the pits is that potentially, or maybe it should be considered that the elite racers shouldn't be running fronty and they should be leaving it for the new guys. I don't know how you feel about that. I don't know what I think about that.
Yeah, potentially. It's always difficult with something like that. But yeah,
you have a class. People want to compete in it, don't they? Regardless of what they've won in the past.
Yes. Yeah. You can. It's a really difficult one. If you ask anybody to draw a line for like entry limits and where you should limit ability level, honestly, you ask everybody and you say, where do we draw that line? And they'll say one place above me. Is always is the honest answer that 99% of people would give. Yeah, always a really difficult one to get that one exactly right. But we're getting set now for the C final. We're missing car 3. Who's car 3? Kevin Sparbeer. He's just joining in now.
Has he been sent to the back for being late?
I think he may have been.
Oh dear. Oh, but there he is. No.
No.
Yep. No.
No. No. Yeah. There we go.
You're off.
He's decided. No. Off you go.
Get to the back.
Oh. No, he seems to be withdrawing from the race at that point.
It's my car, I'll take it home.
Yep.
Oh, is he starting from the pit lane?
Oh. Right, okay, well, he's had a late start, so there we go. So, Yaroslav Chris, the candy floss pink coloured car, leading away from Casper Morgan, who is the... Well, it appears fluoro yellow. There's like a hint of white on the bonnet, but mainly fluoro yellow. There's a solid fluoro yellow car behind him. That's why I made the distinction between the two colours. So that is the 4 car, Julius Schaefer. But Yaroslav Kritz leading this one from Casper Morgan. A pair of them flowing out onto the main straight, down the main straight. Just keeping an eye on where the 3 car Kevin Sparbeer has got himself up into 9th position already, despite his slightly delayed start. Front 2 going away and breaking away. Oh, mistake there. So, body tuck for the 2nd place car. So Casper Morgan drops down the field. Julius Schaefer now picks up 2nd position. In fact, Julius Schaefer is fighting off the attentions of Adrian Violette. So Schaefer is the yellow car there on your screen. Adrian Violette is the white coloured car. So the pair of them do battle going out onto the main straight. You would think Yaroslav Kritz would be hoping that the pair of them fight together. These two would probably do quite well to cool off battle until they can manage to catch, or see if they can manage to catch Yaroslav Kritz between them, and then sort out the final position when they get there. But there's a big change of position there going onto the straight. So Adrian Violette gets a nice run coming through onto the main straight, and actually we saw Julius Schaefer. Mistake there. So in the chicane, big mistake there from Adrian Violette. We saw that, don't know if we caught that on the stream. Let's just have a look there as he goes through the chicane. Just rattles way too much of it, takes way too much curb to try and get the drive off of there, trying to catch Jaroslav Kritz. Jaroslav Kritz will be laughing at that, because that has given him a huge lead now from the 4 car of Julius Schaefer, who actually got a little bit checked up in that. Casper Morgan now, the 2 car, back up into 3rd position after his earlier body tuck. It's the 2nd car that you can see on there. Looks mainly yellow. There is a little flash of white down the bonnet, which... mistake there from Schaefer as well. Schaefer sort of over-rotated on the exit, so we are now watching Casper Morgan again. Casper Morgan running in 2nd position. Our leader, there we go, is the pink car, who has just about heading out towards the main straight, so that's a pretty hefty lead that he's got of some 4.2 seconds that Jaroslav Kritz has. A junior driver, but soaking up the pressure nicely with 1.5 minutes left. Just seeing if there's any other battles. Not necessarily anything that close going on further down the field. So we can stick with our leader. We'll just keep an eye on anything else that might happen further down the field. But we are running with the car of Jaroslav Kritz out in the front of the field. One minute left. Jaroslav Kritz holding the lead from Casper Morgan. Adrian Violette up into 3rd position with 45 seconds left though. Not really any close battles going on further down the field. A little bit going on with some lap traffic. Just going to see the leader though come through, and what's his lap time? 19.0. What's he? He's just going to miss out on the extra lap, I think. So this is the final lap for Jaroslav Kritz as he comes round to take a Leicester flag victory. Jaroslav Kritz taking that one. Casper Morgan about to come across the line. There we go in 2nd. Adrian Violette taking 3rd from Julius Schaefer. Casper Morgan fighting his way back after that earlier body tuck. So, thank you for joining us for this coverage of the EFRA Tony Sport 1/10 Electric Track Championships. Okay, so all set for our coverage of this first leg of the B final from the EFRA Tony Sport 1/10 Electric Track European Championships. Also supported by Hobbywing and Monaco RC. Thank you for joining us. We're into the last round, or last run of the day, which is the first round of finals taking place. Just so that we can try and condense the timetable a little bit tomorrow and get everybody out on track.
Got some representatives from Sweden watching the race.
Absolutely, wearing the Swedish five-a-side shirts.
Very fetching it is as well. Yeah, look, they're watching.
Is that Pierluigi Collina? Here we go with the fixed camera. So Marcus von Elling leading away from BQ, the worst position to be at a meeting.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Von Elling leads away from Tzowski. Luis Moreno in third position. Front three streaming away at the head of the field. Just keeping an eye on where the sun has ended up, wondering if the sort of low sun might come into play in the drivers' faces at any point. Long shadows being cast over the track here. Von Elling still leading this one from Tzowski, from Moreno. Moreno looking like he fancies trying to pass Tzowski. Moreno looking for the move. Moreno, the white and pink coloured car. A little bit of over rotation from him. He had to almost check up in the middle of the corner, did Moreno, to avoid running into the back of Tzowski. Little bit of a mistake that time. Marcus von Elling's going, yeah, absolutely fine. You guys keep on fighting amongst yourself. We're watching the battle for second and third position. You can see just out the front of our shot is Marcus von Elling. That all white car is the leader. We're focusing on second place man Pavel Zadowski. Luis Moreno trying to chase him down. Pavel now having a look at Marcus. So Pavel's picked up the pace. Pavel Tzowski out onto the main straight, down through the kink, chasing Marcus von Elling. Really, really close there. Let's have a look and see. I suspect Luis Moreno's just waiting to pick up the pieces from this one. Let's just see if we can see where Pavel has got extra speed. It seems to be off the end of the main straight where he makes the biggest gain. He just has, look at the drive that he's got off of that corner. That's phenomenal, the drive that Pavel Tzowski seems to have through there compared to Marcus von Elling. As you see, he just needs to be a little bit closer. Oh, there we go. There's a mistake from Marcus von Elling. So let's just see if we can catch that. And, oh, a little touch as well. Oh, and that's another off there on the main straight. That's really, really costly for Marcus von Elling. Pavel Tzowski now leads with the yellow car. We're watching Luis Moreno and Enrico Jung running or battling for second position now. Now, as it looked, we had Pavel Tzowski earlier on looking like he was coming under a bit of pressure from Luis Moreno. We're running with Luis Moreno at the moment. Going to see if he can close in on the rear of the car in front of him. Pavel Tzowski. Luis Moreno running the white and pink coloured body shell. Pavel Tzowski running the yellow coloured body shell in front of him. Enrico Jung running the yellow coloured body shell behind him. One car is fluoro yellow, the other is flat yellow. Plain yellow. So kind of equidistant between the top three at the moment. Just having a look at that replay of what happened there. So complete mistake actually from Marcus von Elling. He just took too much curb, and then to compound that further down the straight, I think there was because he didn't get the right run onto the straight, then there was a little bit of contact between Moreno and von Elling. So Moreno now starting to come under a little bit of pressure with 50 seconds left from Jung. Enrico Jung trying to close in. Our gap seems to have stabilised. It's like ebbing and flowing with small mistakes. It's been a long day for all the drivers. Very, very...
And media.
Oh, well, yes, and media. Very tiring for them all, so little mistakes starting to creep in. But we have Pavel Stazowski leading out in front of this one, off down the main straight. What have we got? We've got 10, or into the final 10 seconds. Is he going to make an extra lap? I believe he's going to be the only driver to make an extra lap. That's a great feeling. So Pavel Stazowski has made it through onto his final lap. Luis Moreno has finished, so Pavel Stazowski gets a victory lap. He's just heading off down the back straight now, and will be pulling round, but no one can beat him. You can see he made it across the split by, well, there you go on the finishing time. It's not even showing him as having finished yet. So that's now updated to a 5:19. You can see he just made that across the loop for that extra lap by 2.5 tenths. So always a nice feeling when you can be the only one to do that, and you get a nice clean run home. Although you do feel a bit stupid when
there's a bit of damage.
Ooh.
It's on the other side.
There we go. That was the car of... That was Enrico Jiang? Yeah, that's a... I suspect they might be cancelling their booking for dinner tonight. That's a rebuild in the hotel room.
We all have, haven't we?
Absolutely, but that's that's pushed back. All I can say, I believe McDonald's is going to be very busy, full of lots of racers, media, referees, and everything later, because it's probably the only place where we can get something in a hurry. 2 minutes to the start then of the EFRA Tony Sport 1/10 Electric Touring Car Euros. A final for stock. Seeing details of the MR33 tools available from Tony Sport, useful for rebuilding cars if they've had an accident, such as Enrico Jiang, just there. So Alex Deshay will be leading away from pole for this A final. Adam Isay second, Ollie Bolting, defending champion, in third.
Coming up, drivers ready, marshals ready. Let's go racing.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Deshay leads away from Isay from Boltink. Martin Huddy looking quite racy on Ollie Boltink. All through, and there's contact there between Boltink and Huddy. So Boltink drops to the tail of the field, and Max Mackler does as well. So that's all gone very, very wrong for the Automatics team out there. Alex Deshay leading for Adam Isay from Martin Huddy. Martin Huddy running in third position. Fourth position now is Jan Rathajski. So this battle that we're watching at the moment is Martin Huddy from Jan Rathajski. Martin Huddy defending hard from Jan Rathajski as they go down the main straight. Alex Deshay is well away at the front of this one. He has looked a little bit more comfortable on older tyres. So a couple of retirements from this already. So I think Ollie Boltink has retired, as has David Erbar and Max Mackler. 3 cars out. We're just watching. Oh, and Martin didn't block that particularly hard when Jan Rathajski tried to move on him. Martin playing the corporate game there very slightly. What have we got then? Lap times 18.4 from Duché. We've got an 18.6 from Adam Isay, an 18.5 from Rathajski. We're going to see if Jan Rathajski can close down Adam Isay. That's Isay, the blue car in the front of your shot. The white, orange and black car behind is Jan Rathajski. We're sort of focusing on him. You can see Isay in the front of shot. There he goes. That's Rathajski. Let's have a look at what we've done. Jan Rathajski just closing in. The pair of them, though, last time out, fastest laps. In fact, Alex Duché's done an 18.2 earlier on in the run. Not lapping at that pace now. What have we got left? We've got 2 and a bit minutes left. We're watching Rathajski. We're just keeping an eye on where Alex Duché is. We'll pick him up later on in the run, but he's fairly comfortable out in front. This is the battle for second place going on. It looks more like a battle for second than it will be for the win. I think even if Jan Rathajski can get past Adam Isay, he will not make it all the way up to Alex Duché. Just heard Lexon out there. That wasn't any of the leaders. Just seeing what's going on. Duché still leading this one. He'll go home happy if he can have this first leg win in his pocket. What have we got? 1.5 minutes left. Jan Rathajski we're watching, trying to chase down Adam Isay. Edging inexorably closer each time. 18.9 from Adam. It's an 18.6 from Jan. Alex Duché still comfortable out in front. He's did an 18.7 last time round. Jan he's pretty much there with a minute to go. He rattles it over those curbs. Jan leaving absolutely nothing on the table here. So Jan Rathajski fires it off down the main straight one more time after Alex Isay. He's there, but he needs to find an opening. And oh, a little bit sideways there from Isay on the entry to the chicane. That's opened the door right up. Just have a look. Martin Huddy's made a mistake at the back of shot. That's dropped him out. Is that got Tom Krajewski up into... It probably will fold out that way, yes. Just watching this, though. Jan Rathajski trying to find his way past. Where are we? 30 seconds left. Alex Duché is best part of 2 seconds down the road. He's looking pretty comfortable. So we're just keeping half an eye on him, just to see what is going to happen. Jan Rathajski, though, trying to find his way past Adam Isay. What are we on to? They're on to their final laps now. So just coming through here. Jan Rathajski knows this is his last opportunity. Alex Duché is going to time elapse. Duché takes the win. And Rathajski rattles it over the curb, trying to catch and pass Duché. Ends up in third place. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, but manages to hang on to his third position at the end of that one. So that was relatively exciting. I mean, Duché had a bit of a lead at the start and maintained, or got away okay and just sort of managed the gap down. But quite exciting between Adam Isay and Jan Rathajski.
Couple of comments coming in. Ralphie175 says, "Go RC Racing TV. You guys kept me entertained all the way through lockdown and got me back into RC racing again." That's great to hear. Dave Treacy says, "Is spec 13.5 blinky?"
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Magnus Berglund's watching from Sweden, so no wonder he's cheering for Hagberg. Other people are discussing other historic RC moments from the past, which is lovely. But we're making history right here now, thanks to Tony Sport. This is the EFRA 1/10th Electric Track European Championship with Tony Sport and Hobby Wing and Monaco RC. We're coming to you live from the Hoodie Arena.
We are very live. Well, live is are we live?
It is live, yeah.
No, well, we're live, but are we alive? Well,
alive?
Yeah.
I feel alive. Look at that. There's discussions about rain on the one of the YouTube channels that we're on. If you look at that, I'm not as worried about it as I was 15 minutes ago, so I think we might be all right.
I think we'll probably get away. We might be getting soggy as we're putting stuff in the car.
Yeah, but that's fine.
That's okay. So set for the first Formula final, the B final. Nine cars out there. Soren Sparbier will lead away from Jean-Michel Varinard.
Let's go racing. Masters ready, drivers ready. We're going.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Sparbier leads away and actually gets a very, very good start. Sparbier leading this one away from Varinard. They go through the chicane for the first time. Cooler track conditions than they've experienced so far for the day. Quite interesting in a rear-wheel drive car. See what that does in terms of any over-rotation that we might get. These cars relatively long for their for the width of them. Sparbier leading this one, Soren Sparbier, who we're running with. Second position now occupied by the 3 car of Marek Sova. So if we can drop back 1 car to Sova, he's fighting off the attentions of Brian Ferreira. There we go, that's the battle for 2nd and 3rd position between Marek Sova and Brian Ferreira. Czech driver and a Swiss driver. Battling it out here, and there we go, got to change for position. So Brian Ferreira pops up into 2nd position. A bit of understeer there for Brian Ferreira. Little overcooks it very slightly. Marek Sova running pretty close to him. Just seen Soren Sparbier taking a few more risks than he probably needs to with a lead that big over some curbs. Gets away with it that time, but he won't want to be doing that too often. 3 minutes to drive. Sparbier still leading this one from Ferreira from Sova. No close battles appearing to be going on out there at this moment in time. Sparbier still, what's he got? 4 and a bit seconds over Ferreira. Still running with the number 1 car. No close battles going on, looking at the times out there. Everybody running about 3 seconds apart from one another. 1.5 minutes left. Soren Sparbeer still leading this one quite nicely. Just off the end of the main straight. Rotates it in. 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. Navigates the chicane under the driver's rostrum pretty nicely there. A long winding curve out onto the main straight. That's so important here on this circuit. Get that right, especially in a limited power class. These Formula cars powered by 21.5 turn motors. Soren Sparbeer just catching some traffic. .30 seconds left. Traffic obligingly moves out of the way. Oh, and there's a rejoining car, and that pitched Sparbeer straight off the circuit. Let's just have a look and see, has someone good in front of him? I think Brian Ferreira is in front of him now. Brian Ferreira is in front of him. So Sparbeer has lost the lead there. Let's just see if, did we get a replay of that? So what happened there? This car just appeared, oh, so a car was marshalled and put back down on the racing line, and it fired off. Sparbeer is going to be spitting feathers with that. Time has expired, and Brian Ferreira right at the end. Soren Sparbeer had that in his pocket, and just a marshal put down a car, just drove back out onto the circuit, and yeah, Soren Sparbeer, gonna feel so sorry for him.
He's going to be a bit annoyed.
He's going to be gutted with that. That was, that was. I'm trying to see what car it was that got put down. Was that the? I can't see what car it was that that got put down that managed to collect him. But yeah, he won't be happy. He won't be particularly impressed with that. That is not exactly. I'm just trying to see the body language as they go down to collect cars and vehicles.
Well,
yeah. So yes, he's expressing his disappointment to the to the referee. I think you can see wearing the orange shirt there. He's certainly expressing his opinion. Yeah, I'd be a little bit annoyed if that was me too. That happened there. Not necessarily anything the referee can do about it or could have done about it, but yeah, that's Brian Ferreira will be. Well, I imagine he'll probably be going out and buying a lottery ticket in a little bit. So, shadows getting longer. You're joining us here on the coverage of the EFRA Tony Sport 1/10 Electric Touring Car European Championships. Getting set for the A final. Car closest to the camera that you can see there is Luke Lee. David Erbar, one in front of him. Jan Ratajski on pole position.
Drivers ready. Let's go racing.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Jan Ratajski gets away from David Erbar, Luke Lee. These three looking kind of like the class of the field.
2 spots in the first corners. Gain 1 again.
Jan Ratajski gets the jump at the front. Looking very competitive in the stock final earlier. And, car looking a little bit loose as he backed it in there. And in fact, yeah, he's not looking particularly confident in what the rear of that car is doing. David Urbar may well smell blood, and we've got Michael Wojcik closing in on the back of Luke Lee as well. So some cars looking a little bit wayward out there in these slightly cooler conditions. So typically as the traction builds in the circuit, or as the heat goes in the circuit, certainly with a rear-wheel drive car, because they have a rear-wheel drive pan car, as they've got a larger rear contact patch, the balance always goes towards the back of the car, which would mean that as the traction comes up, it would understeer. So what we're possibly seeing now is, in these slightly cooler conditions, cars that were nicely planted earlier and are suffering a little bit with over-rotation. They can still be quick, they're just not particularly confidence-inspiring. So what you might be seeing, I think, with Jan and Luke are cars that were sort of optimised for the high traction that we had earlier, and they're just suffering. I mean, they're running first and third, but compared to David Urbar, David looking a little bit more confident with his car, so he's going to try and chase down Jan if he can. We're running with Jan just out the front of shot. If we can move one car back, there we go. That is David Urbar running in second position. David only getting himself into the A final, actually, with the last round of qualifying. He took the round win yesterday, a little bit earlier on than this, but took the first round of qualifying and then had a bit of a nightmare day, and actually going into the last round of qualifying today was in the B final. Managed to get a second place in the final round, which gave him his second good score, but until then it was looking like a little bit of a nightmare. David Urbar seems to have broken the resolve of Luke Lee. Luke has had a fairly lonely run so far, in third position. Just catching some traffic. I think that's Michael Freeball, actually, that Jan is catching. So Michael doing very well to make the A final here. Michael runs a bit deep and does a very nice thing, lets Jan through as well. Try as he might, doesn't look like David is going to be able to catch Jan, barring any kind of mistake.
Luke still in the 3 spot. Good lap for Luke there, 21.2. Personal best lap this one.
Luke Lee starting to find a bit of pace. He's done a, what did he do last time out? He's done a 21.3 compared to a 21.8 for David Urbar. So in fact, I think that was more a slow lap from David. Yeah, so he's kind of dropped back a little bit now towards Luke Lee. 2 and a bit seconds lead for Jan Rathajski. Let's pick up Jan again as we go into the final minute. There we go, that's Jan Rathajski. Our leader has led from light to, well, not quite the flag, because we haven't got to the flag yet. Two-second lead, though, as we've got, what have we got, 40 seconds remaining. So Jan Rathajski can afford to lap a little bit slower, afford to give everything a little bit of a margin now. Being a little bit safe as he heads round. Yeah, that was quite a lot of curb there for someone with a 2-second lead. Possibly more than I'd have been comfortable taking, but that's probably why Jan's defending European champion and I'm not. So, flicking through the chicane, what is this going to be, the last lap? Yep, this is the final lap that they're on. So Luke Lee closing on David Urbar. Luke is closing, but unless David makes a mistake. Oh, David does make a mistake. Luke right on him. David Urbar and Luke Lee has a go. He tried. He had a go. Almost from Luke Lee. Very, very close to taking that one. So Jan Rathajski taking a comfortable win in the end there. And Luke Lee putting up a good challenge to David Airbar right at the end. David's pace dropping away quite a bit. But that's the conclusion of the Formula class. So we're now into the last 3 races. Let's just have a look at this. So, yeah, Luke sent one up the inside. It was speculative, but he had nothing to lose at that point. So knew he could recover relatively easily. So welcome to you if you are just joining us. This is the RC Racing TV coverage of the EFRA Tony Sport 1/10 Touring Car European Championships. So welcome to you if you are just joining us right at the tail end of the day. We have got the first leg of the Modified B final coming up. Then we will have the Modified A final following this, and that is the rest of our track action for the day. So bringing you this coverage in conjunction with Tony Sport. Also like to thank Hobbywing and Monaco RC for assisting us in bringing you this coverage. 12 cars in this final. So we're missing Soren Sparbeer and Michele Manzo from this final.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Antoine Brunet leads away from Yuri Weisin. Matthias Knopp in 3rd position. Then there was a bit of a gap because we were missing cars 4 and 5. So front guys have made a bit of a break for it. Going to keep an eye out as well, see if Harley Eldridge can make progress. Uri Huddy's made a bit of an epic start from P10. He is currently running 6th. Brunet leading this one from Yuri Weisin. Out in the front. Brunet, the sort of light blue coloured car. Weisin, the white and orange coloured car. You're seeing flash through the shot there. That's the car of Yuri Weisin that we are following. He's trying to chase down Antoine Brunet, that car immediately in front of him. Matthias Knopp, the orange coloured car, just entering the back of the shot. Weisin trying to close down on the lead. Through the chicane. So Rick Greenwood getting out the way with the 11 car out there. And gets out of the way again. So Rick Greenwood very courteously gets out of the way. We're watching the battle between Matthias Knopp and Mattis Benettin. This is the battle for 3rd and 4th position. You can just see Harley Eldridge at the back of the shot as well, running the all pink coloured car. She's trying to force her way into that battle. Just having a look. The 12 car drops to the... Who was that? That was Jose Pereira. makes a bit of a mistake, drops towards the back of the field, and Richard Greenwood making a bit of a mistake, as has Uri Huddy. Lead battle, though, is it's closing in possible. Oh, Richard Greenwood makes a mistake and coming back on, manages to catch the second place man as he joined back onto the circuit. That's given a fairly comfortable lead to Antoine Brunet. We are watching the battle between Mattis Benetton and Matthias Knopp. In fact, Benton has got away. Matthias Knopp is trying to fight off Harley Eldridge. So let's see if we can spot. That's our leader, Antoine Brunet, the blue-coloured car we're running with. So leader comes past Uri Huddy. And Rick Greenwood gets out of the way as well. We've got a minute and a half left. So Rick Greenwood getting well out of the way of everybody. Leader off down the main straight through the kink, successfully navigated that. He's closing in on some traffic. That is the 8 car of Igor Liptak. He's trying to pass. Successfully negotiated that. Comfortable lead of, what's he got? He's got about 5-second lead now. Antoine Brunet will be liking this. Just he gets the opportunity to bring it home. And we're then getting set for the modified A final. Brunet with 30 seconds to go flicks it through the chicane. Out. All the way around onto the main straight, gasses it up. Car launches itself forward. Successfully through the kink. Into the final 10 seconds. So top 3 going to make the extra lap. But Antoine Brunet just needing to bring this one home. Couple more corners. And he will be away. So Antoine Brunet crosses the line for a Leicester flag victory.
Don't forget to go over power time loops.
Antoine Brunet taking that one from Yuri Weisin. Mattis Benetton in 3rd position. Matthias Knopp dropping down to 4th. Harley Eldridge up to 5th from 7th. So welcome to you if you are just joining us. The last final of the day. This is the EFRA Tony Sport EC Track Championships. All set then for this first leg of the EFRA Tony Sport 1/10 Electric Touring Car European Championship, also brought to you in conjunction with Hobbywing and Monaco RC. The A final, Bruno Coelho starting from pole position, Alex Hagberg starting 2nd, Mark Reinhard starts 3rd, Ronald Volker in 4th, Yannick Prumper 5th, Chrissy Krapp 6th, Oliver Havranek will start 7th, Marco Kaufmann 8th, Lucas Urban starts 9th, Loic Jasmin will start from 10th position.
More viewers tuning in from Sweden. He gets a lot of support, doesn't he, old Hagberg?
Alex does get an awful lot of support, yes.
Paul Lowy's asking, what tyres are they using? Pertinent question, but
black
tyres.
Black, mostly round rubber ones.
That's as specific as you can be.
No, they are running on the Huddy A36 tyre.
There you go.
Yeah, we're ready, guys. Amen #1 modified for the European Championship coming up. Drivers ready, marshals ready. We're on racing.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Bruno leads away from pole. Alex in second. Mark Reinhard in third position. Ronald Volker in fourth. These four have had many, many epic races over the years. Bruno already making a bit of a break for it and running away. Alex fending off the attentions of Mark Reinhard. Mark looking like he wants his way past. Ronald thinking he wants a piece of the action as well. Front four already away and running, trying to make a... Well, Bruno's gone. So this battle we are watching is for second position. That is the white and green car of Alex Hagberg, the pink-coloured car of Mark Reinhard, the spearmint blue-coloured car of Ronald Volker. Sweep round onto the main straight. Bruno Coelho pulling away from Alex Hagberg. Small mistake there from Alex over the curb. Mark fancies a go at him, makes a mistake almost in sympathy. He's trying to get a drive. We're watching Mark Reinhard trying to find his way past Alex Hagberg as they come out onto the main straight, down the main straight. Awesome power from these modified cars. Over 70 miles an hour, somewhere in the region of 115, 120 kilometres an hour as they go down the back straight. Bruno Coelho relatively comfortable out in front. Mark Reinhard chasing Alex Hagberg. That's what we're watching on screen. Watching that action. Coelho from Hagberg, from Reinhard. Volker. Chrissy Crap not a million miles off the back of that one either. Fancying a piece of the action. Keeping an eye on where Bruno is, but we are watching on track at the moment. Mark Reinhard trying to find his way past Alex Hagberg. Alex will be doing all he can. Obviously, he wants to hang on to second position anyway, but he knows if Mark gets past, then Mark can go on the hunt with Bruno and trying to hunt him down. Alex, consummate professional, will be playing the team game as much as he can as well. If Alex can't win himself, he would prefer one of his teammates to take the overall victory. Bruno Coelho leading this one still. We are still running with Mark Reinhard as he tries to chase down Alex Hagberg, just disappearing out of the front of our shot there. The pair of them circulating, not quite locked together, but 0.8 of a second between them. Ronald Volker also getting towed along by them. So running order 1 from 2 from 3 from 4, but feels a little bit tighter. And almost, I'd say that Alex is closing in on the back of Bruno, but I think that might be Bruno just managing his pace more than anything. We've got 2 minutes of this left. I don't think Bruno's in any kind of trouble. Let's just check the lap times as they come through. Bruno with a 17.6, Alex with a 17.5, Mark with a 17.4.
2.
This is a fairly brave game that that we could be seeing going on here from Bruno if he is just managing this pace. What do we got? 17.5, 17.5, 17.4 from Mark. Mark's just taken another 10th out of Alex. Is that going to be enough? Mark feels like he's throwing everything at this. You can see the two of them in shot. Alex, the lead of those two cars, the white and green coloured car. Mark, the pink coloured car. 1 minute 20 left. Bruno just disappearing off out the front of shot. This the closest battle for second and third position. Hagberg now under pressure from Mark Reinhard. He's just parking his car on every single apex. Mark looking like he is faster if he can find his way through. 0.3 faster from Mark last time out. Volker dropping back. In fact, Volker, I think Volker's had a tyre failure. So Volker has dropped out of 4th position with a tyre failure. Meanwhile, we are watching the the 2nd and 3rd place battle going on. Leader is Bruno Coelho. He is out of the front of your shot. Mark Reinhard with 30 seconds left. All over the back of Alex Hagberg, trying to make his way through into 2nd position. Far off down the main straight once more. Just seeing what is happening out there. Bruno Coelho still leading this one into the final 10 seconds. Bruno being caught fairly quickly actually by these two, but I think he's just coasting this one home, not wanting to take any risks. Time has expired, so I think we're going to get all 3 of them crossing the line. So Bruno crosses the line from Alex, from Mark. So there we go, right at the end. Bruno just takes that. Ronald certainly not looking happy there as he takes a step back. He's shaking his head. Heard as he pulled in, you could hear the distinctive rattle of that tyre failure. So that's dropped Ronald back to the tail of the field there with about 45 seconds to go. Bruno Coelho takes leg 1 then from Alex Hagberg. Looked relatively close in the end, but I think Bruno backed out of it on the last lap.
Well, it's been a fantastic day of action, slightly different to what we expected, but it's been great to have you all along with us for the ride, whether you've been watching on EFRA, Facebook and YouTube, if you've been watching on RC Racing TV, or if you've been joining us through Red RC. It's been fantastic to have you with us and commenting along. We're going to be on your screens all day. I would say all day, but all morning tomorrow, it would seem, because we'll have 2 more of these finals tomorrow. And, you know, we always say we don't mind who wins, but we like it to go to 3 finals. So it would be great to have a full morning packed with exciting action.
Yeah, I mean, all we can hope for is that there's no outside influences on it, and it's a genuine. I think every other class will be modified. Potentially, there's a bit of a concern there that the outside factors could influence that in some way. So we'll just have to wait and see what pans out, what transpires. You'd feel really sorry if someone sort of won a European Championships and it had a bit of an asterisk next to it, but hopefully that's not going to be a situation that occurs. So we'll see what pans out tomorrow.
It's been great. Thanks everyone for watching. This has been the Tony Sport, the EFRA Tony Sport 1/10 Electric Track European Championships. We'll see you tomorrow.